Part 12. Where do we go from here? The future is never set in stone. However, it is likely this future is one that cannot be avoided, even if you know what is going on. If Trump is not removed from office before the general election in 2020, then the War Council will invade and human society ends. That might be for the best. However, if Trump is assassinated, then America will declare war on Israel. The War Council will still invade, making the effort pointless. Only reason could deter the War Council, and reason is on their side. They are the good guys, not humanity. They are trying to save humanity. Humanity is the little brother or sister to the 5 other iterations of Terrestrial-Zhor'i hybrids, and humans are kin or family to the Zhor'i. Therefore, the real question isn't if the Zhor'i will invade and end human society, but rather when. Will it be when Trump is assassinated? If Trump is assassinated? Will it be after Trump loses the 2020 election, or if he wins the 2020 election? It will happen, but when will be determined by the War Council and the Galactic Government. The advice I have for humanity is to surrender. It is not worth the effort to fight an enemy you can never defeat and will effortlessly subdue you. You do not possess the intelligence, individually or collectively as a whole, to do anything but soil yourself. However, you can make matters better for you. Know the truth. Start a positive relationship. Make friends with them. All you need is a means to communicate to them. No need to worry about what language you feel comfortable speaking in. Human languages are all understood and easy for them to learn if they haven't already. Based on information that is available online, you will only need a 500 milliwatt laser or better that can penetrate through the atmosphere and reach the moon. Locate an artificial structure and use Morse code, or attach your device to a computer if you know how or have a friend who knows how. Alternatively, you can communicate to them using a 5 MHz radio and focus the transmission to the same spot. It will take up to an hour to get their attention if you assume correctly where they might be. The moon is the closest celestial body to the Earth, therefore most promising for immediate results. It is also the only means to confirm everything that has been spoken throughout this entire program to be true. Do not cower and do attempt to entertain the premise of what has been communicated. Lastly, what would you see if you tried to make contact? What aliens would you encounter besides the Zhor'i and advanced hominids that resemble humans on Earth? Pretty much all of the ones found in works of science fiction exist in some manner or can be found with acute similarity to how we have presented them. Differences can be found in height, build, color, demeanor, and in obvious ways we might exaggerate or generate stereotypes. One very much notable problem is that no extraterrestrial will simply approach you, as seen in Star Wars, speaking a language that you could not speak unless the intention was to insult you. Another issue is that some extraterrestrials aren't actually extraterrestrials, as they may have originated from the Earth and prefer being called hyperterrestrials instead. Thirdly, some extraterrestrials are related to each other, such as what we would identify as Kryptonians and Kree. This would include ascended Cro-Magnons or Pleiadians, as I suppose you would address them as. A better question to ask is what does not exist and what you couldn't find. If you wish to speak to a Saiyan, a Protoss, a Turian, a Yotja, a Tamaranian, a Jim, a Twi'lek, a Minbari, a Tau, an Andorian, an Ashtar, a Kree, a Fondarian, or a Sekarin, then you can simply ask them when you establish contact from afar using your laser or radio. They do not call themselves by any of those names. What they do call themselves, you wouldn't even be able to pronounce. Those are not the only races I have been able to identify that are not fictitious. Therefore, do not be discouraged and simply do what you can for your own immediate benefit. The following program was made to satisfy a promise to Mr. Robert Bigelow of Bigelow Aerospace, as well as for general use for any audience who partakes on watching, listening to these submissions comprising the total of this program. This ends the following program.